Yo guys, what is up? My name is Gian and welcome back to FPL Tribe. In this video, we're just going to have a quick look at our Game Week 5 scores and how the team did, our new transfers that we brought in, and also just have a look at our Game Week 6 team and who we're going to captain. Are we going to make any transfers? Just continuing on this good start that we have. We had a couple of the last 2 rounds wasn't the best for us, so really looking to spice up the team with some transfers, even considering that wild card. I know it's not the right time to play it yet, so I think the best thing is just not to panic and go transfer by transfer and just try and get the best out of the team until that fixture swing in probably game week 8, and then you'll have the whole of the international break to use that wild card. So for me, not the time to panic just yet and use the wild card, but also looking at a couple of problems that we have in the team. So if this is a video you guys enjoy, please give it a like, give me a subscribe, and let's get into it. Having a quick look over our Game Week 5 score. As you guys can see, 62 points. But remember, we did take that -4 to bring in Rafinha and also Marcel. So really not the best round, as the average was around 55, 54. So still above average, but it would have been a lot better if we didn't take that -4. So still ended up finishing the round with a red arrow. Not a big one. As you guys can see, the overall rank is only 215k at the moment. Still really happy with the rank at this point of the season. We said the game will only start once people start making transfers using those wild cards. And I think in round 4 and round 5, a lot of people use their wild cards. So it will be normal for you that haven't used the wild card to drop off in rank. I still say it's nothing to panic about. But let's have a quick look at the team. Sanchez, 1 point as he got that late yellow card. Not going to say much about Sanchez like we do every week. He's just there because he's a really good option. And I still think he's the best 4.5 million keeper that there is. And then Luke Shaw, again, really disappointed with Man United's defense. Actually, with the whole Man United team, because I don't have Cristiano Ronaldo. But not looking like they're going to keep a clean sheet anytime soon. Hopefully in the next week they will come right. And then another shock that we had, Trent Arnold. We only got the news really late that he didn't play. So instead, Luke Ayling and Brownhill, that we normally is going to sit on our bench, had the opportunity to play. Luke Ayling only scoring 2 points, also went off injured. Doesn't sound like a terrible injury, but doesn't sound like it's going to be ready in the next game. So we'll keep an eye on that. Then Marcel, I think the shock for me this game week, like Marcel only getting 1 point against Brentford. Not the best attacking side, even though we have Tony. And we actually said this in the previous video. If Marcel loses his clean sheet, it's probably going to be because of Tony. And as you guys can see, Tony got 2 returns. So I want to say some good luck with the bad luck, because actually they scored 3 goals, but Tony was involved in 2 of them. I think Marcel still playing in a really good defense. I don't know what's up with Wolves. Like, they looked like the best attacking side in one game and then very poor, and then looked like a really good defense and then they look poor again in the next game. So I think they're still trying to figure it out with the new manager. But Marcel, we got in because of the good games that he has. So moving into the midfield, Brownhill, 2 points. We know that's Brownhill. We're really happy he didn't get the yellow card like he normally do, and he actually got 2 points instead of 1. Then Bruno Fernandez only scored 2 points. I think it's a little bit unlucky not to get the assist from Cristiano Ronaldo's goal. I think FPL could have been nice and gave it to us, but that's the game. So Fernandez still creating a lot of chances, still taking a lot of free kicks in the couple of games that we saw. So I'm not going to say that I'm happy with him. I would rather have Cristiano Ronaldo, but I'm not willing to take the hit for someone that I'm only going to keep for probably another game before I'm going to look at Lukaku and someone like that. Then our captain, Mo Salah, scoring 24 points. Really happy with that. I think anytime you pick your best player in your team, your highest scoring player in your team, and make him your captain, you can't ask for much more than that. Then Rafinha, we also got in 4, as you guys remember, 4 hit for him and Marcel. Marcel not paying off, but Rafinha actually got the goal. Also went off injured, and there's stories that it's not a bad injury or serious injury, and he might be back. So really hoping that is the case, because Rafinha is really good, and the fixtures coming up, I think Rafinha is really a good option. So Jota, again, I don't know what to say about it, because it's going to sound like a broken record. The past 2 weeks, he's looked so good. just unlucky. Again, this game week against Crystal Palace, missing what do you want to call it, a sitter. I think the expected goals in that was 0.99. Like, basically, there was a 0.01% chance of missing, and Jota missed. So I think if you brought in Jota, the stories about Firmino coming back, I think you're really unlucky not to get a return. But with Firmino coming back, he's also someone I'm looking to take out of my team, just because I don't want a player that costs 7.5 million or 7.6 million as Jota does, that's only going to play 60 minutes or 40 minutes. If he starts, he probably gets 60. If he comes off the bench, he's probably going to get 40 or 30 minutes. And that's not something I'm looking at. So really looking for a different option than Jota at the moment. And there's a lot of players, not around this price, but actually looking at the cheaper players that we'll get onto in our next segment of the video. And Tony, as already discussed, getting 2 attacking returns against Wolves. Really happy with him. I think, like I said, if Brentford scores, Tony's going to be involved. And I think he proved it in the previous game. Scoring once, setting up Mbeumo for the other goal. And really happy with just having him. At the moment, he looks more like the guy that will get the assist in the goal. And that's not something you want in your striker. But if I can get the assist from a 6.5 million, or as he went down to 6.3 million during the week, I think I'm still really happy with having him. Then Danny Ings, someone that probably should have taken out a long time ago. If Bamford was fit for this week, I think that's a move that I would have made. Danny Ings out for Bamford, but as you know, Bamford's injured now. Danny Ings actually getting an attacking return, so can't complain too much. He got a very late assist, and I think the whole Villa team is looking better at the moment. So happy to still have, not happy to have him. I would have liked to get someone else in his place, but not gonna make a change just for the sake of it. And then you guys can see on the bench only one player that played, because we already had Brownhill sub in for Alexander Arnold. So still not gonna play ever, I think, unless Sanchez gets a really bad injury, or even with the COVID, not really something to worry about these days with the infections not looking so bad in the UK. But still happy with having Steele there for if Sanchez gets injury or something happens. Then Alexander Arnold, as we already discussed, had the injury, and not really much you can do about it. It was a late injury, and I'm not really going to take Alexander Arnold out of my team just to have him back in the next game week. So that doesn't make sense. At least that's why we got the playing bench for situations like this. And Livramento really looking good. I think 5 points is more than you should expect from him against a Man City team. I don't know how City didn't score. They scored the late one and it was ruled out by VAR. So I think if you had him first as your first sub, well done for coming in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I didn't expect it, and that's why I put Brownhill against Arsenal, just because it was a better fixture for me. Then Antonio, as we know, was on suspension, but he will be back this week, and still really happy that I kept him and didn't transfer him out, because I would be just looking to bring him back in. Having a look at our game week 6 team, Sanchez in goal against Crystal Palace. I really expect a clean sheet here. Crystal Palace have looked pretty attacking and really good in attacking numbers, but coming up against a solid defense in Brighton, I expect a clean sheet and not too many attacking returns, well, none. That's why I'm really expecting a lot from Sanchez here. I think Crystal Palace, though, will have a lot of shots, because they do take a lot of long-range shots. Players like Gallagher and so on, really Zaha taking shots from outside the box. So I do expect Sanchez actually to get a pretty good amount of saves in this game. So if he keeps a clean sheet with those save numbers, I think he is in for some bonus points as well, as he normally is not. So really happy with Sanchez. Then Alexander-Arnold, I expect him to play this week. Klopp already came out and said Alexander-Arnold wasn't sick, wasn't injured, he was just sick. So coming up against Brentford, a really solid defensive team, but not the best attacking team, I expect Alexander-Arnold to maybe get an assist, or even hopefully one of those beautiful free kicks that he takes. So I expect at least the double digits from Alexander-Arnold, because as we know, because he's so attacking, if he gets a clean sheet, he probably gets all 3 bonus points as well. Then moving on to Luke Shaw against Aston Villa. Aston Villa doesn't look like the same defensive quality side as last year. So I expect Luke Shaw to be pretty attacking once again, as he's been through the whole season, not getting clean sheets. But Aston Villa, we've got, as you guys will see later, we still got Ings in the team, so there is chance that the clean sheet will be wiped out just because they aren't playing a base defense at the moment. And Ings, hopefully it comes from Ings. So if we get like we did with Marcel and Tony, if we lose the clean sheet for Luke Shaw, we get some points from Danny Ings. And then Livramento and Marcel, they're playing against each other, but I think it's two pretty solid defensive teams, not the best attacking sides. So that's why I'm happy to play both of them and hopefully hope for a very, very boring and dull game, 0-0, so we can get clean sheets from both of them. I think Livramento, also with Theo Walcott coming back, he might not be that attacking anymore, but still expecting him to play in an attacking manner because that's just the player he is. And I think Southampton plays attacking football. They just don't have the quality of players to utilize the style of play that they want to play. So for both of them, I think it's a good fixture defensively. So really happy with just having both of them and hopefully getting that clean sheet. Then moving on to our midfielders and our captaincy, as you guys can see, Bruno Fernandez, vice captain against Aston Villa. I still see Bruno Fernandez. I'm going to go out here and say it. I think Bruno Fernandez will still be in the top 10 point scorers if this season ends. Just because he is so good. He's playing behind Ronaldo. I think he's going to get a lot more assists once that link-up play starts clicking together a little bit more. We know they play together at international level as well. They speak the same language. They're from the same country. So I think the bond will just be better and that will be good for Fernandez because I think he will get more assists. I expect Ronaldo to outscore Fernandez, but for the price difference now, it's 0.8 million. I just think Fernandez is worth still holding on. Maybe even just until the wild card that I said we'll discuss later on. I'm looking at the moment for a Gameweek 8 wildcard. Just because you have that whole of international break, I think it's 2 weeks to play with your team, to see who comes out fit, and just build your base team. Then Mo Salah, Brentford, playing against Brentford. Brentford this season playing a lot better than I expected them as they came up from the championship. And a lot of people said, Mo Salah is not a good option this week. I just think Brentford has only played not the best attacking sides. They've played Arsenal, they've played Wolves. As we know, they're not the best attacking sides. So the defensive numbers looks good because they play against poor attacking sides. Liverpool being one of the best attacking sides in the Premier League, I expect a lot of goals, and I just don't think Brentford is that quality defensive side as the numbers show at the moment because they've played against a couple of bad attacking sides. And Liverpool, I said probably one of the best. I think they are the best attacking side in the Premier League just because Mo Salah is so good. Mane is struggling to finish the season, but he's still getting to the right positions. I think Mane has got the best expected goals in this whole competition. He's just not getting the goals. So as soon as that starts going his way, and I expect it to do, I can see a lot of goals. So I think the same goes for Jota. The only concern I have with Jota is Firmino being back. Klopp said he might be in the squad, he might not. So I don't know if Jota is still a really good option. I think he's on the same thing you had with Greenwood now. They both started this season as really good options, and now you're starting to think, should I take them out? What do I have to do with them? So Jota is playing against what I still see as a bad defense. They haven't played against good attacking sides. So I expect something from Jota and Salah. Then Rafinha, the guy that we brought in last week for a hit, I think against West Ham finished the last season really well and showed that they're a good defensive side. This season, they look like they're focusing more on the attack, and the defense is suffering because of that. So in a really attacking Leeds side, the only problem I have with Leeds now, they've got a couple of really serious injuries, but it's more in defense. Patrick Bamford will also miss out, so that will be, I think, in a way, it decreases the value of Rafinha because Rafinha is a guy that looks to assist, and Bamford, as we know, is not the best finisher. So I think Rodrigo will step into that position at striker, and I feel Rodrigo is probably a better finisher than Bamford, so it could work both ways. Because Bamford's not there, Rafinha could suffer in points, but I think if a better striker comes in, he could benefit because he can get more points, more assists. And I think he might be on penalties now, even now that Bamford's out. So that's something to look at. Really happy with having Rafinha still. As we said at the beginning of the season, he is underpriced. He should have been probably around 7.5 million, and he's classified as 6.5. Anytime you can get someone like that, I feel it's a steal and it's something you need to do. So then also moving on to our strikers, Antonio coming up against Leeds. As I just said, Leeds, not the best defensive team, having problems. I think it's now the third or fourth defender that's out of injuries. So for me, Antonio's just going to have a field day against a second string Leeds defense that's already not good. So Antonio, I just want to say this as well. There's still a toss-up between captaincy for me, for Salah and Antonio, just because I said Antonio's playing such a attacking football this season with West Ham. So, and Leeds suffering all of those. They've got Luke Ayling, that's a normal right back. They've lost 2 centre backs. So I just think there is a story you can, or somewhat of a case you can make for Antonio to be your captain if you really want to go that way. And I still haven't decided. At the moment it's Salah, but it might change to Antonio later. And then Danny Ings playing against Man United. Like I said, Man United not looking like the best defense this season, and Aston Villa looking better in attack. So hopefully if Aston Villa scores, it comes from Ings. So if we lose the clean sheet from Shaw, we get the points from Danny Ings. Then our goalkeeper, again, still on the bench. Not going to say much about him. He's not going to play. Then the first time I think that Tony's on my bench, just because, like I said, Brentford, more defensive side and playing really, I don't want to say boring soccer, but more focusing on keeping a clean sheet than scoring goals. For a team that just came up from the championship, I think that is the best. You don't want to concede goals because then you can't win games. I know you can also not win games without scoring, but I think if you have a solid base of defense, you can always catch a team out on the counter attack and maybe get one. Or I think if you tell the Brentford manager and the Brentford team you can have a draw against Liverpool before the game kicks off, they'll take it. And so for me, I think they are going to try and defend, but Liverpool knows how to play against a team that plays a low block. They just know how to break them down, and I can still see Liverpool scoring 3 or 4 goals in this team. Then Brownhill, as we know, he's just there because it costs 4.5 million and is a guy that plays regular minutes, at least 60 minutes every game. So still happy to have him. And then Luke Ayling just on our bench because like Brownhill is 4.5 million. He plays most games if he's fit. I know he's got an injury at the moment. So really just happy with having Luke Ayling there. He's not gonna be needed for this week. We've got Brownhill, we've got Tony that will probably play. So if one of our starters, like we saw last week, doesn't play, we've got Tony that will come up. Hopefully he scores that counter-attacking goal. So Luke Ayling will probably stay there until he's back and being fit. Then we can consider bringing him back into the team. So guys, that's it from me for this game week's preview. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, give me a subscribe. Still got plenty of the season to come. Really looking forward to bringing you guys more videos, getting better. Please let me know down in the comments who you guys captaining for this week. As I said, I still don't know. Let me know if you only had the decision between Salah and Antonio. Who would you captain? I really like to hear you guys and get some input from you as well. Also guys, I want to know if you guys want to see different type of videos and not just the same videos every week. Let me know what you want to see and I'll see if I can make that possible for you guys. Like I said guys, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. I really appreciate it, and good luck with your game week 6. Cheers guys.